The black pill is the final cry of a man who has had it with a system designed to systematically alienate him from justice. Peaceful, conventionally living men who go their own way often do so because they are sick of the double standard that exists in our society, where women are protected from punishment even when they break the law. The same system that punishes males for doing what's right also punishes them when they break the law. Women are to blame, I suppose. First of all, the black pill actually does exist. I'll explain why in 3 points. Why women are to blame. There is such a thing as the black pill. The first is that women are exploited. It's all about males going their own way, a concept or ideology that comes into focus when a man takes the proverbial black pill and understands it's best to live life without women. When women take everything from their partners without giving anything back, males often go their separate ways. Taking the black pill opens men's eyes to the harsh reality of the dynamic between the sexes. They conclude that they are better off without women altogether. There are normally 4 or 5 floors in an MGTOW. These have surfaced in an attempt to provide some explanation for the men's extensive knowledge and its impact on their daily lives. An individual in the first tier, or the purple pill. Someone who can be considered a man understands the ways in which women can manipulate men through social, legal, and justice systems, as well as the emotional hot buttons they can utilize to get what they want. The man is well aware of the dangers at this point, but he still feels it's worth a shot to try and make the best of a bad situation. They are willing to take a risk because, despite their foolish optimism, they still believe that everything will turn out okay. The male who has finished the final course at level 2 has a thorough grasp of women. He'll fulfill his immediate duties, but he won't even consider marriage or other long-term commitments at this time because of how dangerous they are. After reaching level 3, a man withdraws from the dating scene and avoids female company. He knows what's coming and decides it's best not to get involved. Take the red pill and find out the truth. A man at level 4 actively seeks to minimize his contact with females. To prevent any potential conflicts with them, he ghosts them by assuming the guise of a ghost. Because of his persistent problems with females, he has had a rocky relationship history. The man has become a bit too radical in his convictions, but this is only because he is tired of fighting for them and just wants to be left alone. The negative option is this medication right here. It's also worth noting that modern women are much more likely to have a string of sexual partners in their 20s than their predecessors were. These days, most women sleep with several men before settling down with a nice, naive, easily manipulated blue pill guy who is basically at level -1 on the scale. As I was saying, I simply described someone who doesn't know how real women work and won't accept the world as it is. Second, because they are taken advantage of by a feminist system. The second reason the black pill exists is because of women is that the entire justice and law enforcement systems are biased in favor of women. Little black pill men who go through a traumatic divorce have likely been the victims of female betrayal in the past. They have seen how women have taken advantage of the system to rob men of their money, property, and, most importantly, their children and the fruits of their labor. There are men who have been nothing but respectful, kind, and resourceful to the women they have married, only to have the woman they were married to leave him for another man who gave her an adrenaline rush and then file for divorce with all sorts of baseless accusations, causing the man to lose his home, car, savings, and possibly even their children in the process. Most of those listening right now have probably experienced sexual harassment or other forms of abuse at the hands of a woman, and as a result, they recognize the need for a sorely needed reality check on women and their behavior. Unlike women, males don't improve with age like wine, but rather milk. When a woman reaches her 30s, she realizes that time is running out and she must find a man who will support her and put up with her manipulative and juvenile conduct for the rest of her life. Women age faster than men after they reach their 30s, and they are conscious that they do not age well. On the other hand, men are supposed to age gracefully, like a fine wine. This is because, unlike women, guys don't typically use hundreds of different cosmetics, and as they get older, they start earning more money, making them appear even more desirable to women. If a man isn't married or settled down by the time he's 40, he's probably never going to get there since he's seen women use and abuse men for their own benefit and put them through abusive, dump tests, his whole life. These are the kinds of challenges that women use to see if a guy will submit to their authority, how hard he will work to keep supporting them both while keeping his masculine traits under wraps, and how easily he will exhibit his submissiveness. She breaks him down emotionally and mentally by humiliating, demoralizing, and provoking feelings of guilt in him. This is contradictory because once a man starts doing all she wants him to do, she loses interest in him. A woman will only show you affection if you can provide her with what she considers a good life, and once she has extracted your soul from your wallet, she will move on to the next available male. Men will oftentimes make sacrifices to be with women. Their findings are groundbreaking and revolutionary. Wage wars create empires, and people die in them willingly. A woman, on the other hand, will only back you up if you promise to do X and Y. This kind of thing is never authentic. Women have been socialized to feel entitled to a man's wealth and power. Women try to put men down and shame them for their guilt, but a man is expected to constantly have a grin on his face. While putting up with her entitled, self-centered antics, this is something that modern men are aware of and understand, but modern women find extremely offensive. This is the third reason, used by the media and popular culture, why gender roles in the West are misinterpreted. Third, women are responsible for the existence of the black pill because they write, direct, and produce media in which female characters are typically portrayed negatively while male characters are typically portrayed positively. This is true across all mediums, from movies and television to books, podcasts, and even academic texts. As a result, the message society sends about men and women becomes skewed. This implies that every time a large number of people, hundreds of millions of people, watch the news, a TV show, or a movie, they are being programmed to believe that women are always in the right and are victims of oppression and that males are always to blame. To portray men and masculinity as an outdated concept with no place in today's society, this systemic brainwashing of people who absorb all of this stuff is necessary. As women become more selective in their romantic partners, it is increasingly important for men to learn what they should expect from a partner and how to avoid being duped by women. Men must embrace their masculinity and reject the idea that being strong and powerful is inherently negative if society is to survive. Males should take the red pill if they feel they need to protect their safety from women and the structures women have established to oppress men. For these reasons, then, it's predominantly women that are affected. Is there anything else you can think of? Comment below and tell us.